I love people too, but what people think don't make us shit. I'm gonna say it again. I love people just like you, but what people think don't make you shit. Why is that important? Because we're in a time of projection like never before. So self-love, self-care, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth, self-value are real valuable qualities and characteristics, or qualities of qualities of character to cultivate in the inner man, in your inner being, to your inner child, to help it through the dark spots that's still left before you fully in the brilliance and emanation of your own light. I don't know who I'm talking to or who I'm talking for, but I say that because it's a gift and a curse to see the best in people before they're able to demonstrate it. It probably was a gift and a curse for the people in my life to see the best in me before I was able to demonstrate it. More or less, before I was able to see it in myself to be able to demonstrate it. I don't know who I'm talking to or who I'm talking for, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna speak to all our awareness today. It's been hot, and like you, the heat has been drying me out, so I gotta make sure I'm staying hydrated. But regardless of the weather, it's not a complaint. I compliment it. I compliment it in what it assists us to do. I compliment it in what it forces some of us to do in some cases. You know, because for some people, you got to put fire up under their ass for them to get motivated. So, you know, heat. I respect the heat and the fire, the frequency of fire, especially in this Leo season, in all its ways that it help us transform, shift, and transition through these energies. So we gotta appreciate the challenging times. I know I do. The challenging times help us. And when most times we don't realize how much the challenging times was meant to help us until we don't made it through it, you know, until the challenging time may be over. But if balance gonna be restored, everybody gotta right their wrongs. Besides, ain't that's how karma work? So we all gonna have, I'm saying that to say, we all got things that we facing. We all got things that we have don't face. We all got things that we have conquered. And some of us still have things that we're battling with. But if we're gonna right our wrongs we gotta right our wrongs to bring balance, because that's how karma works. So we can no longer be comfortable with dysfunction. And some of us don't been comfortable. Some people don't been or don't grew so comfortable with dysfunction till the dysfunction is normal to them. And dysfunction is not normal. And I'm not saying it apart from it. I know directly and can relate directly with what I'm sharing to somebody else that know what I'm talking about. We gotta get uncomfortable. We can no longer be comfortable with dysfunction. We can no longer be, another way to say it in the language that's being used today is, we can no longer be comfortable with toxicity. We can no longer be comfortable with negativity. You know, and then wonder why we still going through the same things we've been going through, and it seems like we always gonna go through unless something changes, and that thing that has to change is gonna have to be you, like it had to be me. I don't know who I'm talking to or who I'm talking for, but I point that out because most of us are familiar with the dysfunction in others more than we are familiar with the dysfunction in ourselves. So most of us may have the habit of pointing out the dysfunction of others and not pointing out the dysfunction in ourselves. I include myself in the most of us, but I'm not the most of us. I am very hard on myself, and those that know me know by me being hard on myself, I am hard on others. But I can't do but I don't impose them to do any work or do anything that I wouldn't do. Let's say it like that. Only the real one's gonna give it to you straight. I don't know what you may have heard and who may have told it to you, but only the real one's gonna give it to you straight. And if you ain't got a real one in your life that give it to you straight, then everything you done been told by the people you call real, been nothing more than the lies that you've been telling yourself. So you just built the audience to validate that. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm talking for. You hear me? But this is part of the realigning, the reactivating, the reawakening, the reacquainting, the resetting that we all have to do in our realities, and and our interconnectedness as we share it with others. You hear me? You gotta always be examining yourself. And if you always examining yourself, you won't ever have time to be, you won't ever have time to find time to masquerade in false light. I'm always examining myself. If you don't know that through the things that you hear, I don't know what you're looking for to convince you. You hear me? Because you can't. As I have to tell people in my real personal life, the things that come through me and come from me and come out me, man, you can't sit down and rehearse it and try to figure out how it's gonna come or when it's gonna come or who it's meant for. You just gotta go with the flow, you know. So I write my downloads down as much as I can wherever I'm at, whether it's on an envelope, a piece of paper, a notebook, or matchbook, or you hear me, your book bag, you know, just to add some humor to it. But y'all get the point, you hear me? Always examining myself through everything, through every feeling, through every thought, through every word. I give and I receive. I'm always examining myself. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. It's a good time. It's a good time to be clearing out. If you haven't already, it's a good time to be cleaning up and clearing out old emotional, mental habits, thinking habits that's connected to emotional habits, emotional behaviors, emotional energy. It's a good time to be cleaning up and clearing out old emotional energy. Because for those who are in the knowing or in our North Star, you know, harvest season coming up soon. So if you want the harvest that you expect, and for some of us, in some cases, more than we expect, then you can't have no old baggage with you. So now, if ain't nobody told you, Sawu telling you right now in this present moment, you see, as each minute tick is your opportunity to clean up and clear out any old emotional baggage, because harvest time coming up soon. You hear me? Salute to the messengers, salute to the mentors, salute to the light workers, salute to the tarot readers, salute to the I don't know what they call it, palm readers, palmistries. Salute to my Reiki brother, healing brothers and sisters. Salute to those who use sound frequency to heal. Salute to all those who is a part of this work in the collective and outside the collective. Because we have helpers outside the collective or outside the spaces that or the many spaces that we may find ourselves visiting and frequenting for this or that or the other, or just confirmation or just an encouraging word. But I salute all those who help in the great scheme of things, the grand scheme of things. I salute all those keepers of the moral code, my fellow brothers and sisters who exercise integrity, who exercise morality, who exercise righteousness in their character as well as their conduct. I want to salute us. I want to salute y'all. If this don't apply to you, don't force it to fit, because this ain't for everybody. You hear me? You know, honesty. You know, I'm just being honest. And when it comes to honesty, it worked for me. Self-brutal honesty worked for me. This is how I do it. This is how I get it done. It'll work for you too. Authenticity, it worked for me. You know, self-brutal authenticity. You know, regardless of what people feel about what I do, how I wear it, the way I say it, or how I walk it, type of energy. It worked for me. Authenticity. Consistency. It worked for me. That real raw, no matter how it gotta get done, if it gotta get done, whatever the need may be, the need it's gonna appear type of consistency. You know, shadow work type of consistency. It worked for me. It'll work for you too. You hear me? Because I work on me. And if you work on you, it'll work for you. You hear me? That's the recipe. As I said earlier, you know, when you ain't got time to be playing games, you'll never find yourself having to masquerade in false light. You hear me? It's gonna speak for itself. I speak my mind, and most times, and sometimes it don't got me in trouble, you know, before I was an adult. But I speak my mind, and most times people don't like what it showed them. And when I speak my mind, sometimes I don't like what it showed me. But I ain't got nobody else to tell it to me, so I have to tell it to myself. You don't listen, you're gonna miss it. But if I was gonna keep growing by being brutally honest with myself, I had to come to a place and a space in my life where I had to let that be your problem and not mine. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. Somebody need to come to that space and that place where they want to speak their mind because they got something to say. They got a story to tell. And they know that and you know that your story can help somebody else. Just like as I share different aspects of my story and the wisdom and the knowledge that come with it through the different analogies that I use to provoke our minds, to assist others on their journey like it has been given to me. It's a beautiful thing. But somebody want to be able to do that same thing, and I'm telling you, ain't nothing stopping you but you. See, when you enter into spaces, no matter where you go or wherever you go, you only got to know one thing. What are you bringing into it? Feel good, real good, and for no reason at all. I love y'all, family. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the unlikes, thanks for the shares, thanks for the new subscribers, thanks for those who subscribe today, then unsubscribe, then subscribe again tomorrow, because I see y'all too. Thank y'all who say y'all don't even watch, would never watch my videos no more, but still find yourself magnetized to come back and see what I gotta say. You know, I see y'all too. What I'm saying is, I appreciate you for whatever space you present yourself in my space for, according to what you may need, or rather you need nothing at all. You hear me? But nothing is by coincidence. I love y'all, family. Salud.